we find the answer for the gang injunction when our children do not become racially profiled as such, just because now they're a little bit older. The other crime I'd like to report is that there were 2 rapes last summer. One at Westminster Park and one between Town Hall and James Beach. And, you know, I don't know what's going on, but at 5 in the morning, there's sirens happening up and down Lincoln and sirens happening up and down Venice Boulevard, and yet nothing's reported. I never see anything on the news, and I do watch. And Channel 7, Vista, you might want to come and do a story, Vista LA, you might want to do a story about how many businesses are not owned by Latino and African American here in Venice, especially on Abbot Kinney, because the disenfranchised and the poor that are bussing the tables and washing the dishes have to take 2 buses and a train and another bus to get here to work, and they don't see their children. They don't get to see their families, and they can't afford to live here. There's something really wrong with that. Mayor Villaraigosa thinks that there are no poor here on the west side. There are pockets of poverty here that still need further funding. There's crimes of contradiction because we want healthy children, but yet the budget cut is going to cut and reduce sports activities at Venice High School. And the buses, we're not going to have buses to get to our games. So the last crime I'd like to report to you, and you need to look into, is the Venice Student Union. Since last May, they've been meeting far and few, somewhere between as many as 50 and as few as 8, because they're disenfranchised with the current administration at Venice High School by not allowing them a permit to assemble and to speak and to basically announce that they have meetings. And all they want to do is be a part of this process of the budget cuts, of things that are happening to them. We don't have the security and safety at Venice High School, and the students are angry and they're upset, and no one is having dialogue with these young adults. I am proud to say that Medshop Venice High School is in the house, and I'd like to have everybody clap with me the way that Cesar Chavez in honor. Start off slow. We're going to start off slow. This is how we usually start our meetings. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Make sure that either Cheryl or Ernie have a way they can get in touch with you.
Yes, I will be happy to. Thank you. And it's not just me.
Yeah.
It's a whole, oh yeah.
One thing.
And welcome to Venice.
You made one comment that we might have covered some things, not have covered things because it would have been good for the developers or some other thing. Whatever we cover or don't cover has nothing to do with whether it's good for developers or anything else. So that thought never crossed our mind. Trust me.
Well, then someone's not getting the true reports.
There are a lot of things we don't cover.
Yeah,
that's not right.
Because there's a lot of crimes against women, especially the homeless women. And okay, let's throw this out there. What are we going to do with the children in the middle of the night when they're taken away from their parents, who are unfortunately leaving a very dangerous situation back at home, married or not, or their family life isn't up to par in a housed, rental, or home-owned? I mean, come on. Are we going to really rip their children out of their arms in the middle of the night and put them in foster care because we think that this is better? Come on, we got to start working together. And it's not political. It's not left and right, or it's just basically human. Thank you. Yeah.
Good evening. My name is John Nahas. I'm with, I'm a little under the weather. My name is John Nahas. I'm with LABurner.com, and I'm a firm believer in the Coastal Act. We have 13 million Angelinos that need access to the water. In Los Angeles, as you know, it gets up to 110 degrees, and we just need access to the water. The Coastal Act was put in place so not only could we have access to the water, but we could bring our families down and enjoy what really the coast of Los Angeles has to offer. And so I'm really concerned here. Having being a former resident of Venice, I know that they are socially gifted people. And what's happening here is that our government, and I'm from Marina del Rey now, where what's happening is just sickening, and I'm not really understanding how the news isn't and the media is not getting involved in this. We've got problems with our parking lots are now being turned into residential, and all of this access is getting taken away. So these 13 million people are being denied access. And what really was supposed to happen in 1954 as taxpayers, we went to the county and said, build us Marina Del Rey, we'll have parks, we'll have a lot of places where we can come and recreate. And then that has now turned into some really strange, weird development, which is turning hands, as you heard before, developers have really gotten in the situation and now taken away our access. And we haven't seen anything from the news media. We've been sending you press releases. So Malibu's been shutting us out. Santa Monica has now been gentrified. Venice has been gentrified. Now Marina Del Rey is getting gentrified. Manhattan Beach, as you go down the coast, we have nowhere to go as Angelenos, and no one's talking about it. During a hot summer day, it's just inexcusable. And the Coastal Act was put in place. And last summer, the California Coastal Commission came to Marina Del Rey, and they had a finding. And that finding was that the overnight parking ordinance was not lawful. It was against the Coastal Act. And that made sense to us, or to some of us, that are socially conscious. Yeah. But what we are also trying to do is stand up and wave our hands and say, wait a minute, Marina Del Rey has 6 parking lots, which they now want to turn over to, one is going to be a luxury retirement home on our public land, a luxury retirement home on our public land with limousines. To me, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't make sense. And then timeshares on our public land, our 800 acres are being turned over. And we haven't seen anything from the media saying, wait a minute, what are you guys doing? Los Angeles County and Los Angeles City are in this somehow competition of who's going to develop the coast the most and then turn the people away. And it really needs your endless effort to say, no, you can't. We need transparency. We need public meetings. We need meetings like this where you guys are coming out and saying, listening to the residents saying, well, you're right. This does definitely need some discussion. It needs to be brought out. I'm just hoping that, more of these things can happen. We need your power as far as transparency. The county is like the Kremlin. It truly is. When you go down and listen to these 5 kings and queens, the supervisors, there's so much nonsense that goes on there that doesn't go reported. And even the LA Times, another speaker had said, the LA Times really doesn't really give it its due. And we're hoping that you guys would somehow give us some help.
Let me just respond, not to the issue, but a point you made, that you send press releases all the time, and we haven't covered it. I don't know if we've covered it or not. We may have a little bit. Ernie or Joe, you know if we've covered that issue?
We've done the issue. I don't know if we've done specifically some of the instances that you talk about.
Marina Del Rey just needs, all you do is look at Marina Del Rey.
So let me just give you and everybody else in the room a tip. We get hundreds of press releases a day. We couldn't possibly read them all or react to them all. We do look at them, and some of them come out. What you need to do is develop a source in the newsroom. Now, you have 4 people, 5 people here who work in the newsroom. Get to know any one of them. Robert, Giovanna, Ernie, Cheryl, Jamie. Be a pest. No, I'm serious. Call, get. The wheel that squeaks gets greased. We'll either cover your story because it's a great story, or we'll cover the story just to shut you up. But either way, you win. So, get to one of these folks and make a contact and make a call. And I don't mean to be a pest, you know what I mean. But when you call, let me know who you are. And it's not just another press release in a pile of 10,000 press releases.
If I could just add to that, I think what Arnie is suggesting is be sure you get their cards. Everybody here has their business cards. This is an opportunity for everyone to get the business card of the Vice President for News, for the Assistant News Director, for the Programming VP. So get the cards tonight and you'll have those contacts.
And just to clarify, I ran out today without cards, so when you ask me, it's not that I don't want to give you one, I didn't bring them. So I apologize, but you can find me. I promise you can find me.
Thank you.